Try to have fun in between. It's not all about study. I know there isn't a lot to do here, but try to balance your personal life and your school life. It kind of helps. Go out, relax a lot. India will test your health. Yeah, relax a lot. Try to go out, take breaks in between while you're reading, eat something, do stuff, go out. Do not just be all about book. Because you have a lot of time on your hands while you're in India, and also their classes can be stressful, so you would need that break. Yeah, classes can be stressful and you'll definitely need the break. Eat, sleep, take breaks, attend classes, yeah, and study. Yeah, and keep in touch with your family and your friends. It helps. I don't know how, but it does help. Keep in touch with your family and keep in touch with your friends. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chiamaka Ukeibu. If you are seeing this pretty girl, look at the way I'm just admiring her. Anyway, if this is your first time stumbling on this beauty queen, yes, you're very much welcome, and please do consider sticking with us, subscribing, and joining our community. Yep. But if you are an OG, yeah, you're welcome to today's episode. So in today's video, I would be talking about passing in an Indian university. I'll be giving you my realities. I've written down some things I want to talk about. I may forget some things. I will leave those in the description box. Yep. But then we're going to be talking about passing in an Indian university as a foreigner. I'll be giving some tips on how I've been able to scale through and some other persons. If this is something you're interested in, yep, you should keep on watching. All right, guys, welcome back. Of course, you know this girl has you covered always and every time. Okay, so you're new to the country, and of course you're here to study, and you really want to study and pass. You do not just want to study and have an ordinary grade. Yeah, first things first for me that I did was to check what my school's grading is like. So I wanted to see what is first class. So in my school we have first class with a distinction, then we have first class, and then there's second class upper. Yep, that's the way it is for us. I think the total grade is over 10. 8.5 and above is first class with a distinction, I guess. I'm not too sure how that is, but the thing is there is no standard across the country, which means what is obtainable in my school might not be what is obtainable in your school. Yep. So if 8.5 is first class with a distinction, in some schools that is what is first class already. So it means I don't know. Anyway, that's just the way it is. I don't know how to explain it, but check what is obtainable in your school. We could come out with the same CGPA. It doesn't mean we would have the same grade. Yeah, because I don't think there's a standard across, except it has changed. When I first came, I checked for my school, Bangalore University and Andhra University, and it was different across board. Yep. So you're new. You've checked that. So what's up? Classes have started. What do you do? Thing is, do not prepare for exams. Do not wait for exams to prepare. One thing I would say is while I'm making this video, listen to what I say and what I do not say. They're just equally important. Yep. So classes have started. Do not wait for exams before you start preparing. Like your very first day, start as early as that to prepare. I'll use my school for example. So we have 3 sets of exams. The first 2 sets are what you call tests in Nigeria, yeah, and then the final one is the exams. For us, some is 60 50, 60 40, while some is 50 50, which means the main exam itself is 60, while the internals, that's the test, would be 50. Then they will split it into 2, right? 25 25, right? Why some, sorry, I think I'm mixing it up. So if it is 60 for exams, the test will be 40, that's 2020. Yeah. If it is 50, it's going to be 50-50. That's 50, 25, 25. Now listen, exam on itself takes a larger chunk of it, nothing less than 50%. For your internals, my own school, we have two internals. Yeah, that is test. So you have two tests, but we call it internals, two internals. Now your internals is composed of both the exam itself and your assignment. So assessment plus assignments make up your internals. Yeah, so for your first internals, you could have something like for me, in some courses we had an assessment, we had an assignment, we had maybe a paper review. Yeah, what other thing? It could be a presentation. Sometimes it could be an assessment plus two other stuff that will make up one internals, and then your next internals will be like assessment plus two other stuff. While sometimes it's just an assignment and your assessment. But in a particular course, I think I had done like 4 to 5 assignments, so it kind of helps. So you have to prepare from the onset. I think it takes like after 3 weeks or 4 weeks of resumption, you have your first assessment. I think, I'm not so sure. So what do you do? First of all, it's a new place. You might not understand the accent. That is a major problem. You might not understand the language itself. I'm sorry, that's a plane. You might not understand the language. What I would advise you do is call their attention each time. Yeah, call their attention, like say something like, excuse me sir, I do not understand Tamil, because they might be speaking in Tamil and you do not understand. So go ahead and tell them you do not understand Tamil. It is totally fine. Or you do not understand Telugu, or you do not understand this. It doesn't mean they won't slip back into the local language. Yes, they would. In fact, some would not even take up to 2 minutes. They've slipped back. Yeah, but call their attention so that they know that you're there. So even when they speak in English, they speak with their accent, their Indian accent, which is something we are not used to, except for those who really, really watch Bollywood. I do not watch Bollywood so much because, that's not it. Anyway, because of their accent, you might not understand what they are saying, but I promise you, it gets better with time. The more you mix up with them, you mix up with people, you go outside, or if you're in school hostel, you hear some of them. Even the international students, they have the Indian accent. So it gets better with time. When you listen to a lot of people, you get to understand what they're talking about, what they're saying, or how they pronounce words. Like, for instance, when you want to say two, what they say here is two. So even when I book a ride and I want to give the passcode to the code to the driver, like two, if you don't pronounce that two, they won't understand. I just did that. Oh my god, they won't understand. And sometimes you might have to draw your words. If I book a ride and I'm telling the person to come to Anna University, I do not go Anna University. I'm like, Anna University. Yeah, it kind of helps communicating with them. So with time, it gets better. You get to understand that this is how they pronounce stuff, which is different from what you do. Yeah, communicating. Like I said, when you're communicating with them, don't be angry, don't be intimidated. The thing is, sometimes when you're talking to some of them, they totally snub you. It's not because, I don't know, maybe they do not understand that that's a snobbish attitude, because it's not because they want to snub you. It's because they feel like they cannot speak very well. It's quite common in most places. They feel like their English is not up to par with you, and so they do not want to fold their hand. I don't know if everybody knows what fold their hand is, but they do not want you to laugh at them, or to be laughed at, to be mocked at, so they just walk away. You'll find that even in malls, or when you're looking for a direction, you just go to young people and you're trying to ask them for direction. The annoying part is they're facing this way. Once you come, they'll just turn and they'll be laughing. So here, you get used to it, and you find people with time, they get comfortable with you, and you kind of like find your own, will I say, niche within the class. But yeah, you kind of find your own flow within. For talking, you should also shake your head for emphasis when you're talking. I don't mean the standard one that I'm shaking my head like this. This is not the Indian version of shaking your head. If I were to be communicating with an Indian, for emphasis sake, I'm going to be doing something like, oh, okay. So you when you're talking with them, I don't know how, but it kind of make them understand you better. That's what I kind of noticed. So when I'm talking with them, I'm like, okay. Oh, no, not good, not good. And do not try to speak long English. If you want to say something is not good, you just go, not good, not good. I'll do it. If the driver is coming, you just tell him, come in. Anna University, pick up location, come. When you start making long statement like, could you come please speak me at Anna University, or sir, I do not speak social language, I do not understand what, it's a long story. Just go, me no understand. No, that is how it is, right? That's when you notice the person doesn't speak well, because I believe if you do this to some persons who actually do understand the English very well, it would be annoying, right? Yeah. So shake your head for emphasis. Don't worry, you will learn it. I do not do this when I'm talking with Africans. Some Africans have even gotten used to it. That is how intense it is. They've gotten used to it. Even when they're talking to you, they just shake their head. I don't do it with Africans, but I do it with Indians, because it kind of like, kind of like gives you that, makes them feel like you're part of them. That's how I feel. And it makes them feel more relaxed and welcome, blah, 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 blah. Attendance. Attend classes, guys. These guys take their attendance so serious. In Nigeria, in my UG, I don't think there were up to 4 lecturers that took attendance really, really serious. We had some that did. At least like right now, I can think of only like 2 or 3 lecturers who took attendance really, really serious. But in India, they take it serious. I think 70 or 75% attendance. I didn't really pay much attention to attendance, because I'm someone who always goes for classes, I always go for classes, so I don't miss classes. What am I doing? Even in Nigeria, where I had friends where I could actually go out for classes, go out for stuff, I was always going to class. I know they miss class. If you're looking for somebody with complete notes, Chamaka is your girl. Peace. So try to attend classes. One reason, I know it's very, very annoying, because most times when they switch to their local language, you ask yourself, what are you doing here? You might as well just go to your hostel and study, but still try to attend classes. It kind of also helps you sink into the community, and you need attendance, right? They have different one. I think medical, if you're taking medical permission up to a certain percentage, so know all those things. I don't know, attend classes. Finally, try not to sit at the back. Reason being, so that they can see you when you're talking, and they can see that there is, some would actually ignore that there's a foreigner in the class, but I kind of feel like they can see that there is a foreigner. So when they start speaking their local language, you can easily just raise up your hands and say, oh, sorry, this, that. Yeah. Ask questions when you do not understand. So the thing is, in India, a lot of people say you can't ask questions in class. I don't know, I'm never that kind of person who asks questions in class. I am not that kind of person. Please, if you hear the sound from time to time, my school is very close to the airport. So yeah, plane coming and plane landing. And now they just put on the gen. Anyway, try not to sit at the back while you're in class. Just sit at the front so that they can see you when you're asking questions. I was talking about asking questions. So people say do not ask questions. I do not know how that works everywhere. In my class, we ask questions. The truth is, not in all classes, because India has this idea that the professor knows it all, knows it best. But the thing is, I don't think you can refute or rebut a lecturer's answers. Yeah. It's a common thing, even in Nigeria, I don't think you can. But have I ever done it? Well, I'm someone who asks questions. Not a lot. I don't talk a lot in class. But I think I might have asked questions once in a while. But then, in my class, students ask questions. Especially when we did qualitative analysis and decision making. We asked a lot of questions, because that course wasn't a joke. And the lecturer who took that course, the professor who took that course, happened to be someone really, really exposed. That's another thing. So we could ask questions. In statistics also, we did ask questions. Marketing, in fact, we actually do ask questions in class. We do. In my own class, maybe why mine might not be a standard is maybe because it's management and they're trying to practice what they preach, maybe. But then I know a lot of students who say you do not ask questions, even African students, but you could just try. But when you're asking questions, if that isn't the tradition, Indians will be looking at you like you've gone nuts. So watch your surrounding. But I would advise you ask questions, really ask questions in class. Okay, so for your internals, I think, like I said, study from the very first time you get into the class. India is not like Nigerian university. I don't know if any other. I schooled in Nigeria. That is why I'll be making reference to what I know and what I've done. Now, in Nigeria, we do night classes. You practically eat the book. You eat the book. We do night classes. You read all night. Even after class, you maybe go and have food, and then you come back. You start studying before you go home. All right. Even while you're in class waiting for the next lecturer, you're studying. That is how we study in Nigeria. It's a lot of work. You are practically, if you want to pass, not everybody does this, but I don't think there's anybody who has a very, very good grade that did not do this. Even if you know you're going to copy in class, to get a very good grade, you must join the gang of studying, putting in that extra work, that extra effort. Yeah. So when I came here, it was kind of difficult for me because India, when we close from classes, they actually lock the classes. Yeah, they lock the classes, they lock the buildings, so you cannot gain access into those classes. Initially, I used to go and maybe come back by 5 when I know that maybe PG part-time student, PT students would be having classes. Then I know some classes will still be open in my department, and I stay back. Sometimes I just come eat and then I go back, so it's still early. I go back to study in an empty class. My classmates would have gone home. I remember when I first came, I was studying, and a classmate of mine was like, "Do we have tests? Why are you studying?" I'm like, this is what I'm used to. This is how we study. Study your brains out, yeah. Because Indians, some of them do not read. They only read when it's close to the exams. So they cram. They're very good at cramming. In my class, I can say, yeah, there's some people who read, but while you're reading, there's some people who are also writing. Yes, they copy a lot. They copy a lot. I think examination malpractice is something that is everywhere. It's not something you want to do. I'm not somebody who does stuff like that. I believe my brain can work for me. So all I'm saying is find what works for you. I was studying in the class, and after a while, the next time I came, and one professor or somebody saw me, I was like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "I'm a student here." I was like, "What are you doing here? Classes are over." I'm like, "Oh, I just want to come study." He was like, "No, you can't study here. Go." He was actually really, really rude. He was really, really rude. Even somebody that was trying to explain to him that I'm a student here. Well, I don't want to say it's something else because I don't know. I just want to see it as him just being rude as a human being. But I was really embarrassed because he really embarrassed me that day. Like as if there was something else other than that. Like, for heaven's sake, I am a student at the department, right? So I have the right to actually come to the department. What if I had forgotten something upstairs? Well, before I start getting angry, that's that. So after that, I started looking for classes to read. But as you know, there are dogs everywhere in India. Cheese. There are dogs on campus, and I'm somebody who is scared of dogs, so it posed a threat to me. I started reading in some classes. I put on the light to study, and when I'm done, I put off the light and I go to my hostel and I relax, and then I wake up. I still read. I don't read at night. I stopped. When I came here, I was like, there's some habits I did during my UG that I want to start. For example, reading all through the night. I want to sleep. I can read maybe till like 12, 1 maybe, and wake up very early to read. But you see that reading all night, I was like, hell no. Something else has to work for me. Another thing I do is, I'm giving this advice because it worked for me. I make notes. It's a master level, right? Nobody would give you exactly notes except those lecturers who actually lecture fully in English. So those ones I can make jots and all that, or some who give you definitions and all that. But I'm somebody who buys this 2A leaflet, and then I download my textbooks online. You can download textbooks online. You can go to the library and borrow books. Every department has its own library. The school has a general library. I heard from an Indian friend of mine that there are places in India, like there are stores where you can borrow books for the duration of your course, or maybe for like 1 semester. Yeah. But I download all my textbooks. So I open, like, maybe for marketing I have like the main textbook, and then I have like 2, 3, 4. Also, my department has a my department has a textbook for distance students. Yeah, I collected some of that. I join all this together and I make notes. Short, the 2A book, I have one for each course, and then I make notes, especially for courses like economics, marketing. Yeah, so for my calculation courses, I put out the formula and paste it on my wall. Yeah, I'm somebody who, when I am writing an exam, I can turn to the page of wherever that answer is in my book. That's how I like to read. So I paste it on my wall, paste definitions on my wall, like that. You could try it. It might work for you. If you're somebody who prefers reading directly from the textbook, you could get a textbook and read. What I'm saying is, prepare from the very first day you start lectures. Start preparing. I, for one, knew that one of the courses that would give me issue for every semester, I can tell you a course that would give me issue, like that will be problematic, and I can tell you courses that I'm most likely going to do well. First off, I'm very good with economics. I'm very good with accounting, but I haven't done accounts in a very long time. I did accounts when last, say, secondary school, and I dropped it. I was doing it because I was a science student, or I am a science student, but because I was really good in accounts, I think I did it up to my senior secondary school too. Yeah, I was really good with it, and I really liked it. I like the fact that I could do it, so I was doing it, but then I dropped it. And when I was coming here and I checked my course outline, I'm like, hey, account is something that when you drop. So I put in extra effort into account. I'm very good with economics. However, when I came here, my economics professor is such a such a grandpa. He knows a lot of stuff. He speaks slowly, like he's singing. Sometimes it's fun, but I kind of get tired because trying to emphasize on some things, he speaks in the local language. So I realized that, okay, I had to put in extra effort for that course. I knew marketing was that, yeah. Legal was, I had never done anything legal, right? Like, I don't mean I've never done anything legal. I mean course-wise. But then I wasn't sure if it was going to be such a problem. So I had courses where I had to put in extra effort. So I emphasized on all those. As much as you can, try to do very well in your internals. Try to do very well in your internals. It would help you. Take, for instance, if your internals is over 50 and you're able to ace like 47, you will still struggle to do very well in your externals, right? That's your main exams, but it has taken you far. Like, it is taking you really far, almost half of what you need. So that way you're sure, first of all, because I keep saying that the first thing in school is, first, pass. Do not have an arrear. Do not have to fail a course. That's the first thing. The next thing is how well you pass. How well you pass doesn't come first. What comes first is the fact that you're not carrying over that course. If you're in Nigeria, I'll call it carryover. Or here, reappearance also, because it's in Nigeria. Yeah, arrears or reappear, whatever. But the point is, you do not have to write that course again. That's the first point before you now check how far. So try to do very well in your internals. I would say as much as you can, do not go below 30. In fact, 30 is even pretty low. But there are some courses where I'm just saying, irrespective of how difficult the course is, do not go below 30. Yeah, do not go below 30. As difficult as it is, try your possible best. Imagine if because your internals, if it's over 50 and if you have 25, they'll add them together and divide by 2, right? Okay, no, sorry, they'll add them together. Why I said divide by 2 is sometimes, because it's 25, sometimes they grade your first internals over 100 and try to rate it back to Chicken. Yeah. So that's it. It's really nice. So if you have 70 over 100 in this over this, they now slash it and try to get your 50. They kind of do the calculation. All I'm saying is, together, when they finish, try not to go below 30. In fact, your target should be 50, 45, so that if you're falling to 40. Try not to cross 40. If you can, try not to. Yep. So that's that for studying and everything. I don't think I'm missing anything. Another thing is, some of these professors, if you have issues, you could actually go and meet them in their offices for them to put you through. Have I ever done that? No, I haven't. Another something that is very easy to get an O. Okay, so India grades over 10, right? In Nigeria we do 5. Here they do 10 grade system. So a 10 is an O in my school. Yeah, I think everywhere. A 10 is an O. A 9 is an A plus. 8 is an A. 7 is a B plus. I don't know how that works. I don't know anything from B downwards. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I do not know. Try what you can to not go below an A. Here, try not to go below an A. I know, see, this thing I'm saying, you'll be like, it's quite easy to do this. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, try not to go below an A. And when you're on the day of your exams, be very well prepared. Print out your tickets. Do not copy. Your eyes will be on you. You're a foreign student. You do not want to have issues. I don't think you would need to even copy in the first place. Study as hard as you can. Write what you can, and you would pass, hopefully. Hey, so when you've written your exams, okay, before your exams, one thing you should notice, your lab courses, it's easier to get an O or an A plus in those courses. You could go below, but I'm just saying it's much easier to pass your lab courses. Those are much easier to pass than the written courses, like the full courses, right? The theoretical courses. Yeah. So try to get an O or an A plus in those courses, or at least an A in those courses. Remember, you can download books. You could get books from your library, your departmental library, your university library, or a store outside. You could buy the books, you could download. Have a study partner if it works for you. Some Indians actually do that. It's a very rare thing because, like I said, studying here and studying in Nigeria isn't exactly the same thing. Yeah. But if you can, get a study partner. It mustn't be an African, it could be an Indian. Just make sure the person is a serious person, willing to pass, because a study partner who is not ready to pass might just be draining you. That's the truth. Might just be draining you. Eat and sleep well before your exams. Eat and sleep well before your exams. Ensure you eat. So for your classes, Indian has such a system where there's a tea break. I think tea break is 30 minutes from 10 o'clock to 10:30 or 10:30 to 11. And then you AM. Then there is a lunch time. But if you're writing exams, ensure that you eat very well. Most exams in India are at 9 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think they also still have some afternoon papers. Yeah. But ensure you eat and you sleep well. Now your result is out. You've written all this thing. All I can say is expect the unexpected at this point. Yes, shit happens. Did I just say shit? Stuff happens. That's the truth. So if after doing all these things and you feel like your result comes out and you fail, what do you do? Believe me, you can write all this plenty. You can follow all this step down to the core and nothing. You will still see. I don't know what they usually write there because I've never had whether failed or reappear, or I don't know. But you still see that you failed, you got below the score. In my school, we have the options of seeing our papers at some point, and you're able to drag your marks. I, for one, I had an issue in my first semester where I'm like, this isn't possible. Like, these grades for everything I've written, really? So yeah, you have that option, and I did, and some of my grades actually did come up. It wasn't an easy thing because I really wrote, I was sure because I really did write very well, and then this, seriously. And at some point I was told that an A is an okay score, so I should go. I was pained because I knew that I deserved more than that. But then again, I think that was for the test. So I went back for the exams and I studied really hard, and I still did not get up to what I wanted. It doesn't mean I did not pass. I think I still got an A plus, but it was a course where I deserved an O. Yeah. There are a lot of things I really can't say, but that's just it. So if you have the opportunity of seeing your script, do not be intimidated. Do not feel like, oh, this is okay. Be polite, but go meet your lecturer and talk with the person that why. The basic thing is you're not just doing it so that your marks can come up, especially for internals. You're doing it so that you understand how they mark, and for your exams or your next internals you can do better than that. You can write up to par. There is one thing you should know: Indians deal with quantity, not exactly quality. In my own department, we'll deal with both, right? And sometimes we pick quality over quantity, because I remember in my economics a question was given about India, and I really did not understand what the question was talking about, because if I'm writing in the Nigerian context, it could have meant a different thing. But when I read the question very well, whatever it was in Nigerian context wasn't fitting. So I kind of like explained both ways, but what I wrote wasn't up to, I don't think it was up to a full page, and I still had 9/13 for that question, or 9/12, which is a rare thing, because even some people would have written number of pages and they would just get 5, 4. Yeah, I wanted to leave that question blank, but I only wrote it because I'm like, okay, I could at least get 2, which is something to me. I'm someone who believes 1 mark is a lot. Yep. So what I'm saying in essence is try to talk to them so you understand how they grade. And when you're writing, write a lot. If you're an engineering student and you have it in your head that all you're going to be doing here is do calculations, I'm sorry, that's not how it works. My school does the questions part A, part B, and part C. Part A are the 2 marks questions. They're up to 10 in my school, where you have what is this, list this, blah, this, that. Section B is where you tend to explain more, like, standard questions as you have in Nigeria. Section C is where you tend to describe. It's really descriptive. In something like marketing, or you could be asked to pick a product and maybe describe the, will I say, brand architecture or something around that. Like, you're really asked to describe, or how would you market, how would you, like an application. Yes, that's the word. 15, your C would be an applied question, while your part B are just standard questions. It could also be applied, but you won't give as much detail as you would give in C. However, for somebody like me, I write a lot. Even in my UG, we write a lot, because I studied microbiology. When you're explaining certain scenarios, you have to write as much as you know about that, right? So what I do is, in my B, I write a lot. I could write as much as 2-3 pages. That's why when I came here, people were like, India likes a lot of story, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's cool with me. Yeah. So I write a lot of stories. I do not write rubbish. That's the thing. Some people write rubbish, and funny enough, you might still pass. But I write a lot. I write what I know and what I'm very sure of, right? Even the ones I'm not sure of, I still write sha. But in my B and C, I write a lot. That's what I'm saying. When you see, I do not treat B as just B. I treat B like C and write as far as I have the time. All right, that's what I do, because I want as much marks as I can get. If it's 13 marks, if I can get the full 13, I am fine. Yeah. So remember, you're going to be writing a lot. Whether you're doing a calculation course or you're doing whatever kind of course you're doing, you are going to be writing a long story. Do not forget that. Do not write half page for a question that will be 2 pages. They will tell you minimum of 1 page, sometimes minimum of 2 pages. If they do not write it, and it's a question that when you read it, discuss and list and explain all those kind of things, In my UG, when they say list, we used to list and explain. And that's why we used to go and do botany courses, because the botany students will just list, microbiology students will list and explain, and will pass. So for someone like me, if that question is in B, I don't just list, I'm going to list and explain, and that's already like 2 pages, right? So that is it for that. If you could do all this, write all this story, like I said, pages, do not forget, read so that you have what to write. You could do all these and still not pass, or pass as much as you want to. You have the option of reevaluating your result. You pay, and then your script to be remarked and graded. You might pass. Most times, most Africans tend to pass when the script is remarked and regraded. That's the truth. A lot of people tend to pass. So some people have as much as four areas. That is crazy. And when they remark, they pass 3 and maybe 1 is left, and that's a whole lot. Imagine having to write 4 courses again. So that's it. So guys, I don't know, remember that even after all this, anything can happen, but just make sure you do your part, so that when you're talking, when you're saying your story, you know that you did your possible best, you did everything you could. There are a lot of students graduating with good grades. First off, some Indians believe you do not know anything because you're coming from Africa. Like I said, they think it's one primitive place. Yeah, they think it's just one backward environment. But then I'm like, I have my UG, right? Yeah, some believe you do not know anything about engineering, you do not know calculation, and for that reason you can pass. So it's your job to prove them wrong, and also you're not necessarily proving anybody wrong, you're studying. I tell myself, study to know, study to pass, cram if need be to pass, right? So that wherever what you know stops, what you've crammed would continue, and then you can top it up with off your head stuff, right? Maybe be nonsense, I don't know, but you can top it with off your head stuff. Yeah. Hey, how could I forget? Add prayer. Yeah, so pray. Why are you doing all this thing? Draw closer to God and pray. Pray, guys. Whatever you believe in, pray. Just pray. Pray that you pass, as in that God crowns all your efforts with success, right? Paul planted, Apollo watered. Who made it grow? God. Yeah. So pray that you also pass. So that is it. I wish you the very, very best in your studies. Please, if you're just starting, even if it's remote, it's a virtual class right now, you should start early to start studying. Dedicate your time. What I told myself when I came here was, it's 2 years, and just that's the way my 4 years in school just flew by with all the energy I put into studying. I can do it 2 years. I can do more in 2 years. I don't know, between Nigeria and India, where I studied the most. I think that would be how would I not know? It's more comfortable studying here. Yeah, Nigeria, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's not easy studying in Nigeria, but we scaled through. And I kind of feel like if I'm comfortable here, I can do it again. And well, I can say I did it. Try your possible best, the very best you can. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a rough road. Try to get as much good grades as you can in your first semester. My highest grade so far, I think, has been my first semester. Yeah. My highest grade was my first semester, and no, my 4th year, because mine was only project, and I had an O+ in my project. Yeah. But for others where I had courses, my first semester was the best of the best of the best. Yeah. So this is just to encourage you. Prepare very early as you're coming. Please, and please. Yeah. Try to do the much you can do. Do not get carried away. Do not let the pressure. If you're virtual, try to study. If you're here in India, you're just coming, do not let the pressure of a new environment get so much into you. Do not let depression get the best of you. Try to study. Just put yourself in that space of, I'm here to study. And also, while in India, I would tell you, please be careful of your mental health. I don't know why I'm saying this. Okay, I do know why. But be careful of your mental health. India will test your mental health. Yeah, that's it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching up to this moment, yeah, it means this video was lovely and I've really done something nice. And I'm grateful. I hope this helps somebody out there. I hope this really does help somebody out there, and I wish you the very best in your endeavors. I hope you really do pass. Yeah, welcome to India, welcome to the Indian education system. Yeah, my name is Chamaka. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any other tips for students who are new, please leave it in the comment section. If you have a question, I'm active in my comment section. Please leave your question in the comment section. Yeah, I would answer your question. All right, guys, I will see you again in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is what, man? Oh my god, my name is Chamaka Ukebu. Please give this video a thumbs up if you love this video. It helps with my algorithm. And do not forget to subscribe. Yeah, and give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you in my next video as the baby girl that I am.